All right, so now we should have some pages set up, and I do recommend set up the pages first, and then we'll go ahead and start on our home page. Again, good thing to do is to have your home page up, or whichever page you're editing, take a look at it. Notice that it's got our title, and that doesn't appear here, and that's because that's part of the theme, is adding that. Okay, so basically we can start typing. So if I was going to make this about my geospatial work, I would probably first tell people what the site's about. Okay, now when I started typing, WordPress automatically just started to put in a paragraph, and there are different types of blocks. If you've worked with HTML before, these would be different types of elements. And as soon as I started typing, it went ahead and put in a paragraph block, as signified by the little paragraph symbol here. You can change the alignment on that, but we don't do that too often. You can do bold, italic. I'll show you how to put links in a second. In fact, there's a whole bunch of different options you can do for text. However, the important thing here is up here there's this blue plus, and anywhere you run across a plus, that's how you add a block. So that was a paragraph block. Now what I'm going to do is add a heading block. Heading blocks are really common. Notice here it says H2, so this will be my subheading. So you might put something like introduction, and then of course we could start typing some text. And something like that. And there's my heading. You can actually change which level of heading it is, from heading 6, which is relatively small, up to heading 1, which is the big one. Usually pages just have heading 1 at the top, but as long as they make sense. These are not only used for styling the page, but also for readers, for the visually impaired, so they are important to set. Okay, so we can also add additional headings. And some additional text, and you can just keep going. Okay, now also you can grab these and you can move them up and down quite easily. Okay, think about them as being blocks that you can drag around. If you want to add a link into something like the geospatial program at HSU, we can just go to a page. Look, one of my videos. Okay, grab that link from the browser, so that text right there that popped up in the browser, take that, highlight the text that we want to make into a link, click on the link button, paste that in, hit return, we now have a link. Whenever you do a little bit of editing, you'll probably want to hit update, and then I go to my page and just reload it, because then I'm seeing exactly what the user is going to see. Now I've got my headings and I've got a link. Okay, so pretty easy to get started, I think, and from here it gets more complicated. Okay, so one of the things, of course, we want to do is be able to add an image. There's a lot of different blocks that are available. Some of them, you can do quotes, you can put in code, which just formats it to look like code. I should go ahead and do a list. I'll do that in a little bit, but I mentioned images. Usually the images pop up here, but the blocks be in a different order depending upon the theme and implementation of WordPress. So let's go ahead and click on image. Now, we do this, you're going to get a number of different options. First one I'm going to do is insert from URL. So in other words, you can just go here, and I'm just going to go grab a puppy image because they're fun. Oh my gosh. And when you're going to use one from the web, what you need to do is click on the image until you get to the page. Oh, that one won't work. Good old Pinterest. You can't steal their images, so we're not going to use them. How about, nope, that's Pinterest still. That's too cute. We'll use that one. Okay, we get here. If you notice, I right-clicked on it, and there's a copy image address. That gives me the URL, and I can test that by pasting it into a browser and see, yep, I just get the image. Now what I can do is take that URL, go back to my website, insert from URL, paste, boom, there's our Not sure that's a real dog. Doesn't look like one. Okay, so there's our image pasted in. So that's from a URL. And you can write a little caption. Okay, that goes underneath it. So that's one way to insert an image. There's a couple other ones. Image, upload. So here's some pictures of a trip that I did to Ireland. I'm just going to go ahead and grab one. Oh, that's a TIFF image, so I don't think that's going to work. Nope. Type not permitted. Okay, let's pick a different one. The only types that are typically supported are JPEG and PNG, because those are the only two that are supported by browsers. Sorry, I should say also GIFs are supported, but you don't see those much anymore. Okay, so there's my image. And that one looks tiny. Yep, that one's a little bit low resolution. On the web, you will find, let's see, how is that one in better resolution? Nope, these are all pretty small. So let's go find another one. Ooh, replace. And there's other sources out there. We can go and edit our, okay, sorry. What I should tell you about is the media library. So there's a library of images. These came with our theme, some of them, and then here's mine. Okay, and you can go ahead and add a new image. Okay, and then we go and insert that one. I'm going to go ahead and insert another one, but I'm going to go to a different folder on my computer so that I find some bigger images. Here's a fun image. Okay, so really easy to put images in there. And then you may have noticed that media library. After you put in a few images, if you type image, you can say select image. That will take you to the media library, and all the images that we are uploading will go into our media library. Okay, so there's that one that I just uploaded, and then a couple more. Okay, so then you can always access them here as well. All right, so there's the basic objects. Let's get a little bit more interesting. What you can do if you want to, okay, need that to go away. Please go away now. There we go. Oh, I should mention that. So if you add things that you don't like or they're already in there, you can just click on this menu, click delete, and away they go. Okay. Remove, sorry. All right, so over here, if you don't see the option that you want, you can do browse all. And of course, we haven't done a lot of structure to our page yet. So there's some things where you can set up different structures like columns. Columns are fairly commonly used. There's a grid. You can actually do galleries. There's a gallery where you can set up a bunch of different images. So there's a lot of these. And you probably want to play with these, try and find which ones you like. Column is very easy, especially just do a 2-column layout. Now what this did is this inserted 2 columns, but it just created boxes. So now we need to put a paragraph in here if we want to add some text. And I'm just going to add a bunch of text so you can see how this works. Sorry, it doesn't seem to want to paste. There we go. Okay, just some random text. And then over here, we can then add an image or anything else that you want. I'm just going to add that one. So now you can have a column with text on one side and image on the other, or whatever you'd like. And there's quite a few of these. So there's something called a layout grid, where you can pick different numbers of columns to start with. There's tables, and you can actually use those for layout as well. Let's see, tiled gallery. I haven't played too much with all these different ones that are in this version of WordPress. And you'll notice there's a whole bunch of different things. There's calendars and categories and all kinds of things. Feel free to play with these. Don't get too carried away, or your site will get a little bit out of hand.